Hill sponsors Joshua versus Brazil on Sky Sports Box Office.
Radio Rahim here with breaking news. I've got Adam Smith and Glenn McCrory of Sky Sports. They've just informed me that the Klitschko-Fury fight is off, and we're going to get some details as to why that might be. First, Adam, what's happened?
Well, it's very disappointing news, isn't it? Really looking forward to both Anthony Joshua's fight with Dominic Breazeale tomorrow night. And of course, the rematch with Fury and Klitschko. You know, Glenn and I were in Germany when Tyson Fury, shocked the world, didn't he? Winning the world heavyweight title and on foreign soil against a guy who's reigned for a decade. And he's full of quotes, and you never quite know what you're going to get with Tyson Fury. He came out, said he was too fat and all the rest of it. He's been in training camp, but I've spoken to people who are close to him, and they said he was in terrific shape, that he was ready. 2 weeks to go. But about 10 days ago, he was out running and he's turned his ankle. I've seen a shot of it. It's a mess, and so he's right to pull out. It's postponed, I believe, till about October, but I think it's a real shame. It was a fight we were all looking forward to in the heavyweight division for July, and it just puts Joshua against Fury back a little bit more, I think, which is a shame. So we need the Fury-Klitschko fight to happen sooner rather than later.
Obviously, the fans were looking forward to this rematch, but with the money invested and everything that was on the line, why has it been 10 days without this report coming out?
That's what Tyson Fury said. He said he did it about 10 days. I think they took their time to have a look at it, to get a couple of assessments to make sure that it was legit. But listen, Tyson Fury depends on his feet very much. His movement out in Germany when he beat Klitschko the first time was fantastic. And I think that, he's done the right thing. I mean, ask Glenn. Glenn's the former fighter, the former world champion. He'll tell you, I don't think you should be going to a fight with an ankle looking like that.
Absolutely not. And Glenn, I guess we're going to assume that this injury is legit. You've seen the x-ray. So when it comes to a fight of this magnitude, who takes the advantage in a postponement such as this? And it's the second.
Well, first of all, no fighter wants to pull out of a fight, especially not a fight of the magnitude of the world heavyweight title fight. But Tyson Fury prides himself. He's a real fighting man. He prides himself on that. He's scared of nobody. He'd fight at any time. And I think what they've done is they've given every chance. He'd have been trying to battle on to try and get through it, hoping that it would just let up a little bit. But obviously it hasn't, and they've made the right decision to. You've got to give yourself every chance when you're fighting somebody like Wladimir Klitschko. I think it doesn't. Tyson Fury's still a young man. He's got a long time in a career if he wants it. Klitschko is. Gets no younger. Every passing month gets a little bit older. But also the frustration from someone who's been around boxing as long as Wladimir Klitschko has. It's going to be, it's been a very frustrating time since he lost the world title. He's had a tough time mentally, and I think this will just be another little thorn in the side for Klitschko.
I think Tyson Fury would not have pulled out if it really wasn't very serious. I mean, remember what happened with David Haye? David pulling out from the cut, and Tyson went absolutely mad, and I think David Haye was absolutely right at that time to pull out as well. It's happened to Fury. He, as Glenn says, he's a fighting man. There's no way he would have pulled out of this fight if it wasn't really serious. I just don't believe that.
What's ironic is I think if the shoe had been on the other foot, so to speak, and it had been Klitschko pulling out, Fury would be going on a tirade now about him being weak and being afraid and being...
What's Klitschko going to say? That's interesting.
I'm sure he'll go on a tirade and say a lot of things about Fury. He might take it as a bit of an advantage. He might say that, maybe this time, Fury is starting mentally to crack a little bit. But, we've seen pictures of the ankle. It looks really, really bad. And it's not a bruise. It's severe bruising. So you just can't, especially when you're carrying that much weight on your legs like the big boys are. So they made the right decision, and yeah, it's very, very frustrating because it's an excellent fight. You want Klitschko to have every chance to regain his title he held so well and dignified and honorably for a decade. So hopefully it's fixed and the fight gets made as soon as possible.
Knowing the boxing fans and the conspiracy theories that float the internet constantly, I guess we can confirm here from no better sources than these two, Adam Smith and Glenn McCrory, that they've seen the x-ray. The injury is legit, so this is not a joke. This is not some kind of antics. With that said, Klitschko's not getting any younger. An ankle injury is very serious for a fighter who has movement like Fury. When this fight ultimately does get made, who is advantaged by this happening?
As Glenn says, every month that goes by, Klitschko gets older. I think the big question mark over the rematch was whether Wladimir Klitschko could be as poor as he was last time. Has he just got to a point now in his career where it's pretty much, the end? There isn't much left in there. He's the sort of guy that will want to do more than anything, regain the title, show it was just a one-off night and bring it all back. But physically, can he do that? So I think it doesn't favour Klitschko, the delay, at all. I think Fury, as Glenn has said, is a young guy. It will heal, and it will also, if he had a bit of problem shifting weight for a few weeks, the weights come back down, and that may be a blessing. The fact that it's happened, and who knows if he was in 100% physical condition. But I tell you what, he will be next time. He'll make sure he's absolutely right, Fury. And I fancy Fury to beat Klitschko probably more than I would have done in July if it happens in October.
Glenn, being a former fighter, you know what it's like to fight through pain, fight through injury. An ankle is something that's so unpredictable. Even if he feels solid in training in the coming months, is it something in the back of his mind that at any step I take, this ankle might roll? Is there anything that can be disadvantaged mentally from him having gone through this experience and having to wait to fight?
Boxing is a physical sport, and you need everything to be right. And fighters in the past have hidden injuries, but normally to the detriment of their performance. And I think when it's something as important, there's so much depends on it, like the heavyweight championship in the world. You can't, and being the fighting man that he is, he's obviously tried more than anybody else probably would. A lot would have most likely just pulled out straight away. He's obviously given it 10 days. He's obviously tried to see if there's any way that can get through it, because that's the nature of the man, true fighter. And that's obviously what hasn't happened, and it's getting no better. He needs to rest now. It's the fight. That's the only way it'll get better. So the fight can't happen.
Radio Rahim reporting breaking news. The confirmed legitimate injury of Tyson Fury has canceled the Fury-Klitschko rematch. He's rolled his ankle. Maybe October will be the next date. I thank you so much, Adam Smith. I thank you, Glenn McCrory, for helping me report this news. Radio Rahim with Adam Smith and Glenn McCrory from Sky Sports.
William Hill sponsors Joshua versus Brazil on Sky Sports Box Office.